Hello, and welcome. My name is Josh, aka the ignorant philosopher or modern philosopher. Um, Today I'm going to be talking about philosophy, and over the next 4 weeks, over the course of the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be making a series of 20 videos, each of which will pertain to a certain topic, and each week I'll be discussing one main theme. So for the first week, we've got knowledge education. Second week, we're going to be talking about entropy and extremes. Third week, we're going to be talking about morals and ethics. And the fourth week, we're going to be talking about community and self. Um, Without further ado, our first episode is about the kingdom of ends. So, this is first a phrase that Immanuel Kant came up with. Um, and what Immanuel Kant said it was is a kingdom of ends is a hypothetical kingdom that is composed of completely rational humans, completely rational things. And what that allows you to do is these beings are blinded to the empirical differences between themselves. So they can move on and act morally in a way that denotes the differentiation of perception based on morals. So, for instance, someone can act in a certain moral way, and everybody will see that way as moral. Because one of the greatest, most difficult things about morality and ethics is that it's different for everybody. Everybody sees it in a different way. They all have different perspectives. So, Immanuel said that, in his own words, it is a systematic union of different rational beings under common laws. And he said this in The Grounding for Metaphysics of Morals. It's a great book. But while Immanuel's idea of what a kingdom of ends means is good and great and all, and is very intriguing in relation to morals and ethics, I believe there's a deeper meaning to those three words, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to come up with a much better definition. So our new definition starts with Aristotle. Aristotle is a very well-known philosopher, and he talks about a lot of really cool ideas and whatnot. And one of the things he comes up with is the four causes. Now, these causes he comes up with to make a definition for whatever he's going to be talking about. So, the four causes. The first cause, material cause. Second, formal. Third, efficient. And fourth is the final cause. So, to be talking about it, we're going to be describing a house. So, the material cause is the raw material, the original essence that something is, right? So, for a house, we've got bricks, mortar, we have wood, windows, whatever else you're going to be using to build your house. That's going to be your material cause. Once you know what something is made out of, you have a pretty good idea of kind of what it is. So the next cause is the formal cause. So now you have the bricks, you have the mortar, you have everything you need to build a house. Now the problem is you have a pile. So what makes it a house is how you build it. The way in which you put the bricks and the mortar and the wood together. That's going to be your formal cause. Your formal cause is the way in which things are grouped together to form whatever it is that they're going to be forming. And that's where we come into our third cause, which is the efficient cause. Our efficient cause is basically the builder. He's the person that gives it its formal cause. He's the person that puts the bricks and the mortar in the right place. He puts the wood in the right place. So that's our efficient cause. And now we're left with the last cause. This is arguably the most important, and it gives life to our new definition of the kingdom of ends. The final cause. Aristotle says that everything has a purpose. Everything has a telos. And that's where our kingdom of ends comes in, because in a kingdom of ends, everything has a purpose or a telos, and so the final cause is the purpose of something, the root function of what something is meant to do. So for our house, going back to that example, our house is basically, the root function of it is to house someone, have a very healthy place, a warm place to sleep, eat, do whatever you need to do. That's the root function of a house, a place to live. So this is the main root idea behind our kingdom of an end. Aristotle says, "We do not have knowledge of a thing until we have grasped its why. That is to say, its cause." And this, what I mean by this is just the meaning of the kingdom of ends. Everything has an end, and in order to understand anything, you have to know what its end is. So this is our new definition of an end. Everything has an end, a purpose, or a telos. It's what kingdom of ends should mean to you now. So from that, we can come to the idea of, well, what is the purpose of humanity? Well, that's a good question, because that's been a philosophy question since the beginning of time, and nobody really has the answer. But Aristotle and Confucius have both come to a very similar conclusion. Aristotle states that the purpose of humans is to achieve knowledge, and there's a lot of truth to that. And in one of his books, the Nicomachean Ethics, he has a very great quote from Hesiod, and it reads, "That man is best who himself works out every problem. That man too is admirable who follows one who speaks well. He who cannot see the truth for himself, nor hearing it from others, stored away in his mind, that man is utterly useless." This phrase has a lot of meaning to it, and basically means that the purpose of humans is to achieve knowledge, and if we're not grasping and trying to investigate and receive new knowledge, we're actually not fulfilling our purpose. And there's a lot of reason to that. And humans are the first species on planet Earth to ever ask a three-letter word. The question why. That's what makes us so different from monkeys. That's the one thing that separates us from every other mammal on the planet. We ask the question why. And that question is part of investigating, and investigating is part of knowledge. And that's when we come to a very Confucian idea about the purpose of human life. And I'll read a passage from the Great Learning. It's probably the most quoted Confucius passage that there is. So here goes. "The ancients who wished to illustrate illustrious virtue throughout the kingdom first ordered well their own states. Wishing to order well their own states, they first regulated their families. Wishing to regulate their families, they first cultivated their persons. Wishing to cultivate their persons, they first rectified their hearts. Wishing to rectify their hearts, they first sought to be sincere in their thoughts. Wishing to be sincere in their thoughts, they first extended to the utmost their knowledge. Such extension of knowledge lay in the investigation of things." So this means to do all of that, you have to stem from asking the question why, because asking the question why is the root form of investigation. He continues on to say, "Things being investigated, knowledge became complete. Their knowledge being complete, their thoughts were sincere, their hearts were then rectified. Their hearts being rectified, their persons were cultivated, their persons being cultivated, their families were regulated, their families being regulated, the states were rightly governed, and their states being rightly governed, the whole kingdom was made tranquil and happy." So this is a very, very famous Confucian quote about basically the purpose of humanity is learning. And the only way to rectify your life, to complete your life in a very good way, is to search and investigate for knowledge. And so that's where we come today. The two main things we talked about are A, we came up with a new definition of a kingdom of ends, because nobody really likes Immanuel Kant, so we just decided to use a great idea and make it even better. And what we get from that is that we come to the conclusion that there is a purpose for humans. And if there is a purpose for humans, we need to ask the question, what is that purpose? And the answer is that the purpose of humans, our telos, is to achieve knowledge. So that's where we are today. Once again, I'm the modern philosopher, and for the next 4 weeks I'll be posting daily enlightenment videos, and if you would go ahead and give me a subscription. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter. I'll be posting some really inspiring philosophical tweets. Go ahead and follow me on Google Plus too if you really want to. Awesome. All right. We'll see you next time.